Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Asante, shukran zaidi from wherever you're joining us from. My name is Emmanuel Smile na hapa ndani. This is Relate 360, relating with you every single degree of your life from zero to everywhere. Pale ungetaka tuzungumzie, we talk about these things that the society is not talking about, that your schools are not talking about, that your churches ignore, maybe don't talk about, so that at the end of the day, we know what should be the best way we take. Remember, we are not telling you what to do. We are advising you so that as you think of what next to do, you advise in the right way. My name is Emmanuel Sumal Kabisa. Follow us, continue following us. This is Relate 360 once again. Lakini kabla nini bali, watu wengine wajitambulishe.
I'm the amazing host Afigy, and we also have an amazing guest with us today. I'm going to give him a chance to introduce himself.
Thank you so much, Afigy and Emmanuel. My name's Kelvin Miheso. I'm a student at the Technical University of Kenya.
Tuk.
Sure.
Sema hivyo hata kutuzungusha.
Haujauliza kosa nafanya. What course are you doing?
I'm doing spatial planning and urban design and development.
Ona vile Emmanuel ameshtuka.
Spatial what? Spatial planning.
Yeah. Spatial planning, the course is urban design and development.
Between spatial na kuna kwanga na geospatial, is there a difference?
Very big difference. Mostly geospatial, they do programming, most of programming things.
Wapenzi watazamaji, mimi hapa niko tu.
Unaona venye Emmanuel amekwama. Ajui hizo ni nini?
I don't know.
Spatial na geospatial. Kuna course inakwanga sijui geospatial engineering or something. It's geospatial.
Just
so what do you do? What do you do?
Me majorly I base on urban design and development.
What do you design? Like in Nairobi, what will you design?
We come up with strategies on how to improve the city. We make our city to be livable. Sure.
Mungu wangu unajua mbona nilisoma kitu nilisoma.
I am shook.
Anyway, na wewe ulijua pi geospatial planning?
You should know people.
Geospatial planning.
You should. Pia mimi nimesoma, usinione hivi.
Ule Nigeria anafanya geospatial planning kama ni wewe.
Emmanuel, nimesoma.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. Umesikia watu tuko nao hapa, we want to see if he's really planning hizi vitu. Is he planning it everywhere? Basically tu anafanya geospatial, kumbe anafanya tu spatially ukweli. Tutakuwa anafanya spatially ataingia ndani kwa DJ vizuri. Our topic of the day. Kama kawaida, babu yangu angesema si kila mtu ambarikiwa na kitabu anaweza ishi maisha nzuri, na si wote na ambao pia wamesoma wanajua kila kitu kuhusu vitabu wanaishi vizuri, na sio kwamba kila mtu na ambaye hajasoma aishi maisha mazuri. Siku hizi tunasema kijoho ama
kisonko
ama kiamina. I do not know the jina gani. Lakini you understand what I'm saying. Our topic of the day is street smart versus book smart. Who is who? And if you are choosing either side, what is that side of yours? What are you taking? Like, what is your side? At the end of the day, what would you encourage somebody to go for?
Street smart versus book smart
is our topic. Ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you are watching us from, please follow us, tell us, chat with us. Tuambie kwanza wewe ni wapi? Wewe ni book ama wewe ni street? Jawabu watu tuambia hao wako side gani, lakini kabla tuende mbali, wewe tuambie, tell us on the comment section, tell us what do you think is the wisest side to be on. Tuzungumzeni.
Tuanze na geospatial.
Tuongeni.
Okay, spatial. I mean, there's a difference. So, do you believe? Not that. Do you believe? Which one do you think is more important for someone to be a street smart or book smart?
From my side, depending on the life experiences, I would fall on the street smart.
Street smart na hiyo kosi yote anasoma.
Yani unasoma course hata mimi jisikia.
Alafu anasoma
najua tu
development,
planning and development, lakini sasa yeye ni spatial.
Okay, nataka unisikie vizuri man.
Okay, sikiza acha niko sawa.
Depending na hata kuangalia kwa on my course. Majorly we do participation. We do more public participation. For you to come up with a plan, you have to involve the society. Are you getting me? So you have to be okay na layman's language wanasemanga ujeka kwa kiatu ya mtu si ndio? So lazima you understand what are you planning for. Like the other day I was seeing the president launching the Kibera, the Soweto B housing project, affordable housing project. You see, before they do this, they have involved the society.
Yeah.
They have come to Kibra slums. We want to build a high-rise building here. Are they sure that these people will leave their slums to go and live in the high-rise building? These are people who are wamezoea maisha ya nini ya slum. You get. There is what we call public participation. Within that public participation, you learn the experiences of these people. So ukisha learn experience that watu, you understand what you're going to give these people.
Okay.
Living in the streets, understanding the streets.
But do you know you cannot build, unaona venye umesema that your role sasa hapo ni kubuild a life for those people. You cannot do that without having the knowledge of it, and having the knowledge of it means you have to be book smart.
Na hapo ndo nitawafikisha kabla muendelee. Ladies and gentlemen, mimi hapa niko kati leo. This is what my dictionary is telling me. For a book smart person, this is what it means: having a lot of academic knowledge,
Exactly.
learned from books and studying
them,
but not necessarily knowing much about people and living in the real world. That is for book smart. And then street smart, it is, having the experience and knowledge necessary to deal with potential difficulties or dangers of life in an urban environment. These are two people, very different people.
True.
Mimi huku najua we need them both, lakini wacha tuzungumzie watu kusema to mimi hapa hivi I know myself. I can be both, by the way. And we also want to know, can somebody be both? Kuna watu wanasema wako both.
Sure.
Yeah. So why would you advise somebody, ama why would you say you are street smart? What are some of the things you say? Mimi venye naishi life yangu, I'll say be street smart. It's not important to be book smart.
Number one, we are in an urban center, Nairobi. Everyone is hunting for a job. Umefika, let me use my campus. Umefika TUK, umesoma, umegraduate. You see, as someone who is mwenye graduate, ako limited in the sense that mimi nimesoma, I have my papers.
Okay.
Ako limited into one objective. Masomo yangu nitanifanya nini? Itanipatia kazi. Are you getting me? And this person, deep down the heart, this person is suffering. Unanielewa? So being smart, being street smart on my end, you have the life experience. I'm suffering. What can you do about your suffering? Street smart, mostly I was looking at it majorly. It is you have to acquire an emotion of your life. You have to be intelligent. Are you getting me? In your emotions, so that you can provide solutions to your lifestyle. Are you getting me? Sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Na mbona useme book smart?
This is what I'll say.
Tuambie.
I'm not saying being a street smart is not important, but I prefer book smart people. In this essence, in this current generation, we are living with people. 90% of people are going to school to study things that they eventually don't need in the future. You get? We have most people who are miserable in their education, most people who are miserable in the degrees they are doing, most people who are miserable in the results of what they've studied. In that, mtu amesomea hii but anafanya kazi ya kitu fulani, mtu amesomea hii anafanya kazi ya kitu fulani. So in these situations, people tend to think education is not important just because most people are miserable in their education, in the educational journeys. You get? We have 90% of people who have studied things that they are not practicing. You get? So it's creating a notion in people's mind that education is not important, learning and studying is not important, just because people are finding the things they've studied to be useless because hawazitumi in the long run. You get?
True.
But if we look at people who've followed their journey, mtu mwenye ameenda akasomea piloting na akafollow through na akakuwa pilot na akafanya nini, you get. Let's look at life in this manner. There are so many things that we cannot do without huyo mtu kama hangekuwa na knowledge ya hii kitu haingefanyika, you get. Huyo director kama hangekuwa na knowledge ya kudirect hii show haingefanyika, you get. There are so many things that people don't understand. You need the knowledge, you need to learn, you need to study for you to force vitu mingi ku happen, you get. Huyo pilot anafaa kwenda shule asome ndo niweze kufly, you get. Huyo driver anafaa lazima aende shule asome hiyo driving, like vitu nyingi, you get. Being book smart does not mean that you don't know how to like you ignore the fact that society in operative and even you get. But just having the knowledge of it, acknowledging the fact that I need to go to school and learn and study and do this and this and that so that I can become a certain person. I think we're living in a society yenye iko frustrated education wise, in that watu wameanza kuona nika sasa vitabu ni za nini, you get. Hata nikwambia, there's a saying that niliona juzi mtu alisema, education is not important until wakuulize papers zako when you need a certain opportunity. People keep saying it's not important, you know, nenda shule kufanya nini. It might not be important until a point where you feel you need a certain opportunity and that is your only ticket to it. So all the way book smart.
Hey.
I want to give my friend a tackle. Virginia. Number one, what you should know that like in the recent times tumekuja na kitu inaitwa CBC.
CBC na wazazi wanaumia.
We are trying to run away from books.
True.
We want to come to the real practice,
the real world,
what you want to do. Are you getting me? So you will find like even me, like for example, you in my school, I hate theories.
Na hizo ndo vitu unafanya.
But when you put me in practice, I'll do it. Are you getting me? Apart from that, this is life. We are talking about life. We are not talking about piloting. Of course, if I want to go out to be a pilot, lazima nifunjwe skills. Are you getting me? And remember, let me just give an example before I give that example for pilot. The other, was it yesterday or which was it last week when the president walipeana positions of PS, principal secretaries. How many people did wali apply? 9,000. Wakakuja wakafanya cut off. Wakafika 5,000. Wakakuja wakafanya nitwanga shortlisting. 250 people. How many do they need? 50. They only need 50 CS. 50 principal secretaries. Ni watu unajua like for example, if you do a course, umesomea pilot. Are you getting me? We want a position of a pilot. Unajua kuna hii ego inakuanga na mimi nimesoma manu. Mimi nimesoma, mimi ni pilot. Mimi siwezi fanya kazi.
Kuna makaratasi.
Niko na papers. Unaona, mimi siwezi like kazi ya mjengo siwezi fanya bro. Una get? But at the end of all, you are the one suffering.
True.
Na nielewa. In the same position, in the same docket that you're applying, remember how many pilots have been trained in different campuses? A lot.
Wengi.
Unaona? If you don't wake up from your dream, you'll end up suffering. Masqueezy kupata job, it's fate. Your career job, it's about fate. Squeezy. No, we just
land kwa field yenye
tuna try to. Not unless you acquire skills of life. You understand? This is the limitations I'm having. As my family, these are the limits I'm having. These are limits of life I'm living in. So that you can be able to accommodate the streets that you're living in. But in an urban center, ukisema unataka papers, it's good to have papers, but then.
Thank you for saying that. Unaona umesikia amesema? That is exactly what I wanted you to. That is exactly what I wanted you to admit. It's good to have papers.
But unajua nini? Penye tunaelekea saa hii, papers will not be talking.
Unaona, hiyo ndo notion staki watu wakuwe nayo.
I want to bring you. mnajua mmeongelea vizuri babe. Mimi hapa pale nimesimama, I am working in Faith Smart. Okay?
Huyu anakaa wa street smart
Mimi
huyu.
ni Faith Smart.
Huyu ni wa street smart.
Money smart. Unatumia imani. Unaangalia hapa iwezi manze. So the things just some of the things I want you, if you agree with this thing, somebody wrote amesema vizuri, some of the signs you have street smart ama you are smart, as well as what to do if you don't. You stay away of your surrounding, and I'm reading this because physically there's a point around it. You don't get easily intimidated. You don't show signs of weakness. Let me tell you, whether you don't want it or not, I know 80% of the people who are living in Nairobi are street smart, because if you're living in any urban center, especially yet Nairobi,
Sure.
and you can get easily offended, ama easily intimidated by something, trust me, nikugumu, you just better go back home, go back, study hard, and I say hard, pata scholarship enda huko juu, no urudi, and even if you're coming back, come back with knowing very well you can adapt to the nature of the environment inside there. The reason as to I'm telling you this, because I think we need to be adaptive. If books are going to help you do something better, go for those books. If because listen, one thing I know is this. There's a CEO who was asked, what are some of your weaknesses? And the CEO said, my weakness is doing things. That is the reason as to why I hire people to do those things for me. At the end of the day, they do it. And once they do it, I have tackled my weakness. My weakness is just doing. How to do it, I will tell you how to do it. I will train you how to do it. At the end of the day, mtu anasema he is both, because he's also looking strategically. How am I going to achieve my goal using the people who already know it? I know this is my weakness anyway. He already knows how to do it. I'll say it's book smart, because kama shasoma shajua this and the way even unafaa iende, he's already book smart. The second thing he's doing is, I know how to do it well, but I'm not going to do it if I don't have people who can do it for me. Then I'm going to train people who are easily adapt to doing this thing on a daily basis. On a daily basis, they're going to do it for me. Unaona? So for me, I'm in a position of, I don't know why somebody would choosing their merits and demerits. Demerits.
Yeah,
But,
of both sides.
Of both sides.
Yeah.
And the reason as to why I want it is good we talk about it, because kuna mtu sahi kwa class. Oh, anasoma.
Hakuna kitu nyuma, kama niliona video fulani.
Yeah.
A certain guy anasema amefanya hadi not PhD, masters. Alikuwa anauza mayai. I don't know if you've seen that video.
I've seen many. Ni wengi sana.
Hiyo kitu iliniuma, yani niko zile za that guy when he was in class akisomea hiyo masters, that is not the kind of life he envisioned will happen after that masters.
That is not the kind of life.
Yeah.
But you will agree with me.
Yeah, alikuwa amejua, I'm going to be a doctor, like I'm going to be, niko na masters, I'm going to acquire a big position at a certain company, or maybe earn lots of money, or I have a masters, niko na makaratasi, you get. You don't envision that time when uko shule unasoma. I think mtu huwa imagine the same way hata ukisomea tu certificate, hata tu degree, una imagine nikimaliza hapa napata job, nafanya hivi na hivi, nikimaliza nifanye masters, PhD.
Hapo ndo watu wetu wa planning wanaingilia. What do you guys envision? Being smart, what do you envision? Mtu wako book smart, vitu envision ni mimi na maza hivi, immediately job,
nayo
familia, magari. Vitu na envision very different.
Emmanuel has said something, and I want to bring you to what we call emotional quotient. Are you getting me? Emotional quotient, these are skills that you have to acquire on how you can tolerate life. Are you getting me?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
For example, you are working in a company. A company, let's say, for example, a company that is dealing with it's a customer service company. For example, let me give an example of that. For you to satisfy a client, there are some situations you have to be confined in. You have to understand this client. Are you getting me? This is the same as life. Life, you're going to meet different people. Right now, we have frustrated individuals with purpose. Are you getting me?
True.
How can you accommodate these people? That's why emotional quotient comes in. Like, you should be in a way that you cannot tolerate that other person.
Okay.
Are you getting me? The only way that we can make it's like we realize our potential in life. This is what I love doing. Are you getting me? You, for example, I've seen a lot of ladies kuna hizi kitu inaitwa crochet ama sijui nini. wanatengeneza crochet inakaa kama crop top or what.
Yeah.
Yani ni nguo inakaa uzi. Are you getting me? Ni nguo inakaa uzi. If you are best doing at that, you can earn yourself whatever you want.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
You've realized your potential. The only unajua book inakusaidia tu hapa IQ peke yake. You're just going to improve your IQ.
Nilikuwa niende hapo.
Kitabu inakusaidia tu kuimprove IQ yako. Si ati hauna uko. Are you getting me? Kuna the measurements that every mwanadamu anazaliwanga nayo IQ. Si ati hauna.
Yeah, iko.
Ukienda shule
ni kuboost tu.
We are just going to boost.
Yeah, it's just boosting.
But as a young man, those outside there, let us realize our potential. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
I'm a singer. Can you get people who can wanaweza kusaidia to build up your desire? Are you getting me? You are unajua kufanya ni limit. Like I have a brother. My brother loves football too. No. Yeah, Sunday haizi enda church. Akufuta vibaya sana. No. Na akitoka hiyo futa, at the end of all, amefanya interaction with other people.
But this doesn't mean that the fact that your brother is good in football and loves football haimaanishi that I know any educational knowledge and is acquire for any purposes for his future, you know. Unajua one thing acha nikwambie, one thing yenye nimeona like happens a lot, people think that if you're street smart or you can handle things, if uko na street knowledge, inamaanisha like mi sinid kwenda shule, sinid hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. I've experienced it with relatives, with, you know, mtu wako like alimaliza form 4, mimi nataka tu kuimba, nataka kufanya hivi, nataka kufanya hivi, juu mimi niko poa kwa hii, siendi shule. Life itakupiga bro.
Yeah, I think we are
one thing people watu wasisahau the fact that everyone has that special skill. Everyone does. And life, you do not depend on one thing in your life. You get? Naweza kuwa niko poa kwa hii skill, but maybe Mungu ameamua tu enda usomee nursing, hiyo ndo hapo ndo maisha yako iko.
That's why nilikwambia Virginia, siku hizi masomo ni fate.
And exactly, it's fate. But what I'm trying to say is, just because someone has a skill, they should not say that missing need shule sasa. I get. I think that is the problem that I've seen in like 90% of the people in this generation. Wako like, mimi niko poa makeup, mimi niko poa ina siendi shule, mimi naenda kufanya nini? Siendi kusoma degree. Nitasoma degree, kuna kazi yangu alisoma degree ana job. Sijui kuna kazi yangu alisoma hiyo pesa aliwest, ningeanza tu na biashara, you know. People have this notion that, let me just say it, we live in a society that is frustrated in terms of education, in that we think it's very useless, and it's not.
As you talk about education, you know, the fake part of it, and the reality that comes to meet you after you actually done with so Waswahili nasema elimu ni bari, lakini in English I think kuna pale nasemanga manze nimechoka nayo good day. Though we continue learning.
Yeah. Tunaenda tu shule bado.
Say a lot of parents are taking the idea of, I want to homeschool my kid. Nataka tu akae hapa home asome, akishamaliza. I see a lot of, especially these guys who have kids who love art already from a very young age. Ndo asome, akitoka hapo ama aenda cheze futa, akirudi ni kusoma tu, nyumba tu ni home tu. Everything the kid is doing in homeschooling. What would you agree, or what would you advise the parents, ama what would be your take to the parents who are intending to do that, ama wanafanya hiyo tayari? What's your take? Do you think it's the right thing to do, being smart, ama book smart, but do you think homeschooling is the best way to go?
Actually, before I answer that, I wanted to ask both of you.
If
if you become parents in the next 5, 3, 10, whatever years, you get, unataka kuniambia specifically for you, the fact that una support street maths sana. Atusemi that mtu akikuwa na knowledge ya street si ati yasomi, but since you ndo una acknowledge sana uko like, this is what I will prefer, so you want to say you will not encourage your kids to go to school, gain the knowledge, have a degree, do something for their lives in terms of education?
I think for example, let me say this. You see, when a person is growing up, me as a parent, for example, as a parent, I'll have to realize what my kid is best at.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
Shule wataenda, sikatai shule. Shule wataenda. At the end of all, but sitaweka mtoto wangu kwa ile yani kwa bracket ya hii shule nitafanya nini nitakupatia kazi.
Atienda ukwe daktari, enda
ukwe daktari, no.
Yeah.
Unajua masikuizi kitu inatuumiza sisi vijana. Ni ile yani wazazi walituweka katika like I want you to be
mtoto ana nini mwalimu, mtoto ana nini, wewe enda ukwe daktari.
Ama I remember when I was in high school. Unapata like sasa the big courses. But that was in a national school.
Pole.
Forgive
my village school.
Street smart.
Chief.
Ametu outshine.
Chief alikuwa besti yangu.
So unapata the principal used to challenge us a lot of.
Ulikuwa shule gani?
I was in St. Joseph Boys Kitale.
Kumeni Kitale unaongelea ni kama very big na
walikuwa brother school yetu.
Bana yani
ni national school.
No problem, ni ajuzi. Sisi tumesoma shule kubwa bwana. Should I mention?
Haina shida.
No.
Haina shida.
We street smart ka hapo.
Unapata like the career masters anakuja anapatia list ya careers anataka mfanye. Unapata paka unaitwa kwa guidance and counseling. Yeah. They call you, they want to advise you on what you want to do.
Yeah, in terms of your career.
Wanaona like
after shule.
You perform in chemistry, you perform in physics. Wanakuweka kwa circle ambayo uende upasiu kitu fulani. Ukifika campus ni character development.
I can attest to that. We.
Ulifanyiwa training ya nini?
I can attest to that. Hata nikwambie shule yetu nilikuwa napata French. Lakini hizi subjects zingine mpaka walikuwa wanauliza, is this the same person doing the same exam? Because hii subject moja unapatanga tu A, but the other subjects.
Kama jamini French mbaya. Then?
So, I think in my school, I was told in like 5 or 10 years, I was the first person to get an A in like, nilikuwa nime break record.
In French.
So nilikuwa na advise na mwalimu, after this, you need to do this course, you need to do. I finished, I went to KU, specified in geography and French. Hata nikwambia niliingia KU sijui hata wanaongelea nini. Walikuwa wanafunza French, I'm like, what's this? I did the course, I finished it. Most of the people wenye tulifanya now, unapata mtu ni translator, interpreters, all those things. If someone comes here and speaks French, okay, I understand French, I can speak it, I can write it, but I think the interest is barely. I don't understand why I used to perform that much. Like, sielewi kwa nini nilikuwa napata A. Because sai mtu akiniongelesha ama mtu ako like, unaelewa hii language na ufanye anything nayo. Niko tu like, like I don't see the sielewi need ya kukua nayo like.
Ukiangalia definition ya book smart, you are confined to rules.
True.
Unaelewa? Yani book smart inataka like because it's about education. Una get? This is French. Ndo nipite French lazima nikae chini nisome. Unanielewa? Akili yako ni nini kusoma? Reality side, that's why you used to get it.
But don't you just believe kuna watu wenye naturally wako niseme aje? Kuna watu naturally wako
kuna mbuku.
Like wako tu poa. Mimi sasa nikwambie tu kweli and I won't lie. Hiyo subject sikuwa naisoma. Unaona the same effort I was putting in these other subjects was the same effort nilikuwa na put. But for no apparent reason hiyo tu ndo subject nilikuwa napata A. You get? So I keep wondering maybe, and hata nikienda when I joined KU I used to think maybe there's a reason as to why I used to get A in this subject, because maybe it's just instilled in me and I'm supposed to pursue it because I'm good at it. You get? Without even struggling, I'm good at it. So you keep telling yourself, maybe I'm smart at this, so let me do this. But the moment you do it, umeisoma uko zile za, I think si need kuput effort kwa hii kitu, so it's kind of, I think kitu yenye huwa inakuwa interesting ni ile kitu unasomea. Unaona venye mtu anasomea engineering anaenda shule alali anasomea. I think because you're trying to acquire knowledge about your kitu. But when you're not struggling to acquire knowledge about something, unaijua tu, I think huwa haufeel need ya kuifanya cause uko like naijua, I know it, you get. But someone who is alali anasoma, I think huyo ndo mtu anafeel nimeacquire knowledge ya kitu juu ya kusomea, you get. There's a difference. Kuna tu ule mtu ako tu anapitanga tu hesabu, apelekwe kampo afanye engineering, anapita tu juu ni kitu ako tu nayo, compared to ule mtu mwenye mi by this sikuwa na perform, so I need to sleep late at night so that I can be able to study this language, ni study. So I think if you acquire knowledge by working hard and learning it and studying it,
Okay.
it kind of makes you a smart person in that area because umeisomea.
Okay, let me ask you something. Umeacquire knowledge in engineering. Are they going to solve your life situations? Are they going to provide a solution to your life situations?
No, jibu tu no. Jibu tu no. Usizunguke sana.
Acha niwaambie, this is the thing. Kila mtu ako na field yake yenye ana occupy. You know, kila mtu ako na field yake yenye ako good at na yenye anafanya. You get. The same way tukikuwa kwa room moja, you can be able to solve a certain situation that I can't because that is your field. You can be able to handle a certain situation that I can't. I can be able to do something that both of you can't. You get. Because in life atuko build sisi wote kukua able to solve something sisi wote, you get. Tunaweza ingia kwa room na msea collapse na kuna mtu alisomea yeye ni daktari yako in a position ku identify shida ni gani na find solution. Na tunaweza kwa situation yenye wewe unaweza find a solution. So I think not everyone can know everything.
Okay, when you talk about book smart, street smart, I think there are some of things I'm just noticing. You see, when most people who are book smart do not relate with people so easily, because I don't know if you have those friends of yours when you want to talk about something, they always feel like they don't know, like awako interested in it so much. It's not their thing. The one is not my thing. But the moment you start mentioning things like, have you read that book? Have you read Nani says in his book? They immediately jump into the conversation and take it control. Like, book, because that is what that is what they will feel interested to talk about. Tunapata tunaongelea politics. Tunapata tunaongelea politics. Wewe unaongelea politics ya streets when unajua. By the politics is kwa ground sio kusema. Yeye atakutoa kwa hiyo idea yako ya kwa sisi ndo kusema akupeleke kujua kwamba you see 1992 before nani became nani successor, this was what was happening. Okay,
Unaongelea
the same page because most of the time they find it hard to communicate with people. While a street smart person kwa akili yake ni, and let me call them opportunists. They take a lot of opportunities. For him, unza kuwa hapo unamwambia venye how smart you are, for him atakuwa anafikiria I can use this guy.
I think ni because kuna kitu alisema about street smart people socialize or interact more with the immediate environment. You get.
Sure.
So the fact that you interact more with the immediate environment, you know where the problem is, you know where the solution is, you know what to do and what not to do, you know, in this society, so that you can be able. That's why unaonanga most people right now when you wanna manage to make it ni street smart people, because in this current society or generation, you have to find out a problem penye iko for you to find the solution. I mean, for you to bring the solution. Now, when you wanna bring solutions to situations, do wanna make it.
So you support my point?
Okay.
No, I do not. I do not.
And that is the best thing about it.
I do not.
Let me just ask you a thing.
Uh-huh.
You see, we are talking about smartness. You know, smartness is so big. There is one I also know, it's called overthinker smart. They are overthinkers smart. See overthinkers too. They're overthinkers smart. You get
How
me?
can you be an overthinker smart?
After they are
Like
there.
you're smart at overthinking.
You are overthinker smart. Venye tuko na street smart, nini smart, nini sawa ni overthinker smart. In a way, let me just
explain for me and 1,000 others.
Let me explain it to you. Overthinker smart, the people who will see to the end before they actually get there.
Okay.
Somebody will say they're street smart, nini. But that is, I'm just giving you another one though, so that I confuse you, but I don't confuse you, eh? But at the end, because see, when I talk about street and street and book smart, which kind of people? Because right now you are saying a lot of those people who are street smart make it, and I want to ask you this because you don't agree with anything book smart. Why do you think a lot of those people who are street smart are making it, and why do you think a lot of people who are book smart are not making it?
Wewe nani amesema book smart are not making it?
Nimesema a lot.
Sikia vile anaharibu hiyo swali.
We are
quantifying the numbers.
Yeah,
why do you think majority of those who are street smart are making, they can say this is my journey and it's been a good one, while those who are book smart, most of the time too, if we hear their story, they are
making it.
They're crying at the end of the day. What did you say? Answer that question.
Manu, tukianza kuongea niliwaambia kuna kitu inaitwa public participation.
Correct.
Are you getting me? Interaction. Are you getting me? With the environment, with the society we are living in. You understand?
Kabisa.
You know the problems at the ground level. You know how to tackle people. You see, ukishajua problem ya mtu, hata kudeal na huyo mtu, kudeal na situation ya life so that you can provide a solution, it's very easy. Are you getting me?
True.
That's why it is very easy for street people to make it. You want to run a business. Wewe umekuja, umesomea piloting. You don't know about anything to do with the business. You don't know the people living in Kibera, ni nini wanapenda.
What do they want?
What do they want? Are you getting me? The big picture is here. Come understand what do the public want. Nanielewa.
Respond to the immediate need.
Exactly. Ukishaelewa nini shida ya wananchi, kusolve issues zao ni rahisi. Na in providing solutions, getting to make it in life, it is very easy. Ni rahisi sana.
True.
Rather than a person mwenye ameenda shule, ako confined into one objective. Mimi nimesomea, mimi ndo kitu nataka. At the end of all, you are still suffering.
Usiseme hivyo. Why do you think a lot of those who are book smart, at the end of the day, they always cry?
Unauliza maswali za ujinga, by the way.
Hizo maswali za ujinga nataka ujibu. Why do you think most of them? Because I have a lot of, I appreciate the friends I have. And in my circle, I see.
No. Let me answer your question and let me rectify your question.
Answer
to start with.
You are allowed.
Most people who are book smart do not cry. They also end up successful. For your
After
information.
a long time, that is, yeah?
Nope.
They take long.
Manu, let us go with
I want you to ajibu kwanza. I want you to ajibu,
This is the thing. I understand people who are street smart, wakona, one-on-one interaction with the environment, one-on-one interaction with how to find solutions, the same way he has said it. But someone who is book smart has fed enough knowledge to themselves.
Yes.
It does not mean that the fact that they do not interact one-on-one, because watu wengi wanasemanga mtu mwenye ni book smart ni geek ako tuko peke yake, you get. But one thing I know is someone who is book smart is always a genius, you get. Naturally a genius. Because they invest most of their knowledge into things they've studied, things they've learned. Most of them who wanna foresee activities, you get, they can foresee this is going to happen and they can even find solutions to that. We cannot say that only street smart people make our society, or only street smart people find solutions for our society. Most book smart people who wanna find. Unaonanga kwa politics, you think let's say a president, you think their advisors are street smart people. Most of them have book smart people who study politics paka wanajua this and this is going to happen in the next 10 years. They have advisors. Hiyo ndo kazi ya advisor kuambia president, if we do this and this and this and that, we're going to thrive as a country. If we do, that is just one example. We have people who have mtu amefeed akili yake na knowledge ya specific thing, in that anajua like, if we do this, this will succeed. If we don't do this, this will not succeed. Because I've learned, like, amesomea hiyo kitu mpaka anajua this is the way to go, you get. So it only depends with how you use your knowledge as a person. Kuna watu niko sure uko na beshte mwenye alikuwa chopi, you know, alisoma
Wengi
wapi
sana.
akapata
Mimi mjinga kwa sako yangu.
like ni genius lakini amelala tu na hiyo knowledge yake, you get. So what I'm trying to say is most book smart people, if they wanakuwa ma genius kabisa.
Mimi niko na wengi.
Hebu imagine uko na IQ level lingine iko juu na umeongeza knowledge ya vitabu na wewe ni mse tu naturally genius, like mse mwenye mkisema kitu yashajua hii kitu itaenda hivi na hivi na hivi. But
from what you were saying, you see, somebody, it's a normal thing, we know, when you use the book, somebody would say these people have a lot of they have a bigger memory. What was sit wa kwangi na memory kubwa. Memory yao ni, can we do this thing immediately, try now, let us solve this, what we can do, like let us better things as they are today and today. Mtu mwenye go so much into books, most of the time they tend to have a bigger memory to ensure they have the records of what happened in the past. They have the records now, they can from the records gauge what will be the record next time, like that is what they do. So let me just ask this question, between you know, we had Sakaja and we had
kuna Joho,
we had just Sakaja and anachana na jana na Rigathi. I'm just our magavana watu walikuwa na contest, you remember them? With the two of them, just want to ask you, I know because I'm mentioning the two of them because we know one who is very book smart, and the other one mwenye tuesema because we actually don't know the whole story, the whole idea. But I just wanted to ask you, between a book smart and a street smart, who makes a good leader?
A leader?
Who makes a good leader?
Allow me to start.
You can start, yes.
Ni vizuri umeongelea Sakaja. During the debate, bila Sakaja walikuwa wanafanya debate na
Rigathi.
Do you know why we came to realize Sakaja alikuwa na articulate issues
zenye ziko kwa, yeah.
Are you getting me? Rigathi ni mtu ambaye everyone knows amesoma. Na hata people are still questioning about masomo ya nani ya Sakaja. Ukiangalia the life history of Sakaja, this guy amekuanga msanii. Amekuwa
na mavijana, you know, ameinteract na watu kwa ground.
No, even during the debate, Sakaja knew in and out of Nairobi. Are you getting me? This is why people realize this guy anaenda kufanya nini? Kutusaidia. Kwa sababu anajua the mama mboga on the ground. Anafanya nini? Anapitia nini? Are you getting me? That's why Sakaja won. Number 2, do you know why Ruto won? The bottom up economic model. Why? Alikuja sana kwa hustlers. He knew the problems of these people. He addressed you in every campaign. Alikuwa na address problems of the citizens.
So street smart all the way.
They make good leaders. Okay. Do you agree that street smart people make good leaders?
This is what I would say.
Let me also give you we know. Let me just
when it comes
before you mention, let me give you this. You know Rishi Sunak, the UK
Prime Minister mwenye amechukuliwa
ya. Unajua babaka alikuwa Mkenya. Kuna mbegu mzuri Kenya sana yule Nigeria. Stop suffering. So you know Obama,
yeah.
We know these people loved books. You see, I gave him majina za kufikiria on that point. Pia ni watu
I was going there.
We know a lot of them who have, you know, been able to do bigger things, a lot of stuff. Do you say so that's the question. Do you agree that street smart people make good leaders?
When it comes to leaders, okay, directly when it comes to you, let's just talk politicians, not leaders in general.
Leaders.
Okay, when it comes to leader, you know, unajua mostly when we mention politicians, I just want to specifically talk about that. No politicians. Okay. When it comes to politicians, I would say that's a career that's a bit controversial to specify, like if ako book smart ama ako street smart, because hiyo ni career inakujanga na propaganda, you get. Ni career ya kuuza sera, ni career ya you get. There are people who are in the politics who are great leaders and they are just street smart. There are people who are great leaders and they're in politics and they're book smart, you get. So I think that's
you could give us example of book smart leaders.
Wako wengi.
Political leaders.
Nimekupea ukasema wao ni political leaders. Give us
two example.
Mnajaribu kusema watu wako politics wote si watu wamesoma. Watu wamesoma. Ati hawajasoma.
Wamesoma, hatukatai.
Wamesoma bana.
Wamesoma.
we want to quantify.
These people have studied one.
Ushafikia parliament yetu.
Okay, ya sahi hapana. Ya sahi achana nayo.
Eh?
That's why I'm telling you, like, politics ni propaganda, and leadership in terms of politics is not something I can look at in terms of ati ini career neza sema ati huyu akiwa poa in street smart, because ini propaganda tu ya kuuza, ini career ya kuuza sera, you get. Neza kuwa niko sawa ki street smart, najua vizuri how to handle the people. Una venye umesema about Sakaja, I can be in that position as him and I sell niuze sera tu, you get. And I manage to be the leader and still do nothing. So that doesn't make you you're a good leader because you're street smart, you get. In career ya nini, yeah, you have to, how do I say it, you have to, kunafaa kuwa na results, you get. Ini ka uko shule lazima utupe results, so isi career like
hata ni watu mimi. Let me ask you if you were to date a book smart person and a street smart person,
I've answered that question a million times. I will go for book smart.
You go for book smart. Okay. Are you book smart or street smart?
Me personally, I'm not street smart and not book smart per se. No, I'm a mixture of both. I'm a mixture of both in that neza jua kukikuwa na problem ya kitu fulani neza jua because nime interact na both worlds. I can say that I've interacted with both worlds. So in case of a situation, I can know how to handle that situation. And ikifika kwa vitu za masomo pia siko inje.
Let me ask you, would you date a book smart lady, a very beautiful book smart lady?
The fact you've said that, a very beautiful book.
Yes.
Personally, since from my end, I believe I'm smart in the streets. I would like to balance.
Mbono taki tu iko street.
Aende
kana.
Unaona pia anataka
book.
Yeah.
See, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, if you let me bring you back where you relate. Ushaikuwa na ule rafiki yako au ni street smart people. Umeingia mahali and then wanaongelea vitu, they're not saying the name ama they mention the topic, wanaongelea tu vitu zao. Unajua unasikia unajua tulikuwa nayo huko mtaa. Where you being book smart, you unaanza kujiuliza what is the topic, alafu kuambiangi you feel out immediately. Alafu if you're street smart, ushaenda pali book smart people are talking, they're like, you see, in sijui kama there's a book watu walikuwa nasoma, there's a book venye watu ongelea tu vitabu. If you're afraid chini watch this book nini they're saying this and this, or a man should do what, leave alone that one. Have you read the freedom is coming book by nani or have you read nini ama have you there's a place I went and people were talking about our leaders and their speeches. Kila mtu amesema pale hivyo, have you read sijui one day nini the very famous speeches, yes I can by Barack Obama. And then kuna mtu alikuwa amekaa kando yangu, immediately kaanza kuniuliza kama tunaongelea speeches. And I was like, bro, you do not know his speeches like nani, because alikuwa nje automatically. And it's a hard balance if you have it's a hard balance, but a good balance in the same way to balance between having friends who are situated. So kuna zile pale utakuwa unaingia tu whatever they're talking about uko tu manizeni to me because you're not getting anything at the end of it all. But the question I would want to ask you here right now, because I want us to get to the close of this, is if you were to choose a team of people you want to work with, a team of people you want to work with, remember it's a team, which people would you choose? Because we are told from research, we know very well, book smart people find it very hard to talk to people or to tell people what they have studied, because it's not so easy if those people are not in the same line with them, because you struggle naambia hivi upate another content. Ni kama mimi ukuje uniambie mimi about chemistry atijui it turns yellow, me I only saw it green, mimi so yellow never saw. If you start talking about chemistry on my side, I'll be like, what are you saying? Mimi the only thing I know is chemistry, is the word chemistry alone. If there's any chemistry, the chemistry I know is chemistry between people 1 2. So what would you advise somebody who is opening a farm, a place nini and anataka people to work with? Ama what would you advise an artist akona talent but angetaka watu kufanya nao kazi? Ama what would you advise somebody who wants a garage and anataka watu kufanya nao kazi? In short, I'm just saying, what would you advise somebody who wants to start anything what are the kind of people you should look for immediately to start?
I think every career has the end goal, you know. If you're an artist, kuna goals zenye uko nazo. There are things you want to achieve and there are things you need in your team, you know. Utanid mtu wa kukusaidia ku get audience yako. Definitely hapo una need a street smart person. Una get kumanuva kwa audience yangu. Ndio ni please audience yangu. Ndo audience yangu wanielewe how do I need to go about this career, you get. So I think for every career, for everything that you want to achieve, it depends with the motive yako ni nini. What do you want to achieve at the end of the day? And in the long run, within a team, this is what I'll say, you can't have everything. Si kila mtu anaweza kuwa na everything. But if you have a team that has both, you can be able to achieve virahisi sana. Because if you have watu wenye wako street smart, wako na knowledge ya street vizuri sana, na uko na watu wenye wako na knowledge ya vitabu, you know, I think you can be able to achieve what you want. I think a balance of both can be so good. But if you just depend on one side, mnaweza kuwa na knowledge ya street but hamjui hii kitu inoperate aje, you know. Hamjui knowledge ya hii kitu in terms of kiakili ama kimasomo inoperate aje. You get? So ukikuwa na balance ya both, I think that will be so great. If you're planning to have a team or you're planning to work or to start a business, a balance of both will be great.
Okay, thank you very much. I think before we give you the just to say as what you would choose, kuna something just to for the listeners also there when you're at the skills, when you're those who are following. Book smart people, these are just some of things. They can list facts and information. They're very fast. They can list hizo facts they can share them immediately. Book smart people are good at general quizzes. So they know how to answer things. Wale watu nasikianga maths contest, biology contest, nini. Hapo huwezi peleka morning si smart, utabaki tu huko. Kama mimi siko ienda chemistry contest, pengine nibebe glucose. Intelligent people have natural ability for something. Natural ability, just they love math, languages, vitu kama hizo very fast. Tend to use the instincts more to make decisions. Wanaungana. My instincts are this and that. From the IQs, how they build the IQ over time. Book smart people are often educated at a higher level. Often. Book smart people often study hard to achieve their level of knowledge. They study hard. Wala wanakesha usiku. Si tukilala. Intelligent people may or may not have been educated to a higher level. So some wengine tu ni wale tu intelligence tu. Naturally they're intelligent. Inaitwaje kuna wengine hapa I'm just saying. They are creative in the use of the intelligence. They can use the intelligence in a very big way to make sure mwenye alifanya M-Pesa. If that is not intelligence, then I don't know what that is, because that app is big. When you unataka tu kuinunua peke yake from the owners, it's big. They predict experiences rather than the rules, ideas, and experience others. So maybe I just mentioned hizo tu ni vitu za book smart. Characteristic, how will they know who only book smart manze vinyana, the way they talk. They're very fast. What would you say as what would you choose? What would you choose a team? Or what would you advise somebody who's just opening?
Okay. From my end, one of the things I'll want to realize the positions I want to give in the company. You get.
Yeah.
The positions will matter the person to fit. Are you getting me? Because there are some things you need that someone who has gone to school.
Yeah, true. And there are some things you need someone who is street smart.
So for a good working company, a movable company, you have to balance.
True. That's true. Yeah.
Okay, lazima to balance.
Lazima.
So let me just read you some of the characteristics of a street smart person. They stay away of their surrounding. Nule mtu unatembea naye kayola kwambia hii base utaibiwa. Ikiwa kitu kwa mfuko buda. They understand the environment chap. Unajua book smart ajui hizo vitu nini inafanyika. Atakwambia wewe tembea mtu, hakuna mtu anataka kuibia. You know them, so inamaanisha everybody in one point ashaikuwa street street smart, because unajua tu area yenu. Manze hapa kuna ibiwaga.
Tuko gidhu hapa
utaenda. They have a self-assured walk. Au wenyewe wanaonga tu like nikimekize steps hivi na hivi zitakuwa zimefika. You know how to blend in. Once blend in anaanza kuwa mkora hii time atoke nini penye the pictures are on a post sahi. Kidogo I think all ladies therefore, or most ladies if not, are street smart. Kidogo yeye ni Beyonce, kidogo mama wanjoke.
Au usiongee vibaya sasa.
You don't get easily intimidated. Mtu hezi kwa kunini nini. And then so hapo that is where we can also remove ladies again, money can intimidate them anytime. You aren't afraid to tell people to back off. Hapo ndo sasa tunagizanga wale wasichana wa ghetto unasikianga manze taji ufala. They evolve in there. You don't show signs of weakness. But I'll tell you, manze, kama if you're weak, just talk about it, manze. Usiumie. You know how to minimize your risk. Unajuanga hapa hivi kunza haribika. You don't confront people unnecessarily. So you see tena hapo, that is why tena I draw the line with ladies. Because ladies don't know how to keep, manze. You do it hapo na hapo I confront you, but more that's what my research is saying. They don't necessarily confront people unnecessarily. If they do that, hiyo ni kitabu alisoma. You don't easily get distracted if they are mission. They are always on the goal. You don't overshare on social media. Wawangi wa social media sana. Wako ndani ya streets. You share about them, they will not share about you. I'm just saying that
Booksmart hata wananga social media.
Yeah, so that is the necessary idea.
I think the only disadvantage I can say about Booksmart people is most of them just depend on their intelligence to handle things in life. They depend on the knowledge they have, and they think that's the end of it.
By
you know, they depend depending it on the intelligence in terms of everything. Wanafikiria the fact that niko sawa hivi, like that's it, that's enough.
Okay, let me read
which is not good.
A few comments up, I think. I need to as we finish, so that you give us your parting shot. Just be ready to tell us what you would advise them. Really, kwa roho yako sidanganya.
Sawa.
Njeri from Machakos anasema, for me I'll choose Street Smart. Sahi world imefika pali, if you're not going to be wise on the streets, then hata hiyo pepa yako ende tura roho lale nayo utazikwa na huko hivyo. Njeri pole, mwenye ulikasirisha pole.
Who had
somebody said, James is saying, anatuambia, for me, truly the best idea I'll go for, I'll balance both. Hapo I'm agreeing. I'll balance
that's
both.
good.
I'll read ndo nikuwe information, so that as I try to balance it huko kwa streets, I'm balancing with the right information. Kuna mtu hapa just read the last one. Thank you very much for all those who are commenting and following us. Mwingine anasema hapa hivi, hi, I'm loving the show. My name is Maria. For me, anasema I have tried Booksmart. Nilisoma. Anasema alisomea IT. Sasa ukimagine kitu nafanya, this is real. Ukimagine kitu nafanya mimi, hata IT haiguzani, juu hata kuna hata wire, kuna cables, no nothing, na venye nilisoma hizo mavitu zote. So anyway, Njeri, you will get kazi IT. Don't worry. At the end of anasema, so you say Angeria anasema hapa hivi, Maria anasema hapa hivi, I'll go for Street Smart. Ana amechanuka tu maybe. But for me,
the same way nilisema, we are in a society where people are frustrated in terms of education. That's why we get to a point where we feel education is not important. We have this notion because, and I can say this applies to like 90-80% of people. Watu wengi wanafanya vitu zenye hawakusomea. You get most people are frustrated in terms of education. Mtu ako like, mbona niliwestio doyote kwenda kampo kusomea hii, and I'm not even practicing it, or hata sikuwa na interest. I think I think I understand the frustration. I understand why most people who believe, acha nikwambie, it's good to have both, kukuwa na knowledge of street na kukuwa na knowledge of vitabu. It's good to have both, but I would say you will find most of the people who feel it's better to be street smart ni wale watu, they put a lot of effort in terms of their education, and the results were not good. That's why they feel that is the other way to go. The only way to go is to the street smart.
Kabisa. So this, I want to give this moment as we just give our parting shots. Tell us, what would you advise somebody at the end of the day? You were talking about being book smart or street smart. What is at the end of the day, what would you advise somebody back at home?
Okay, yeah. In a few minutes, I can say this. Let us balance.
Yeah.
At the end of all, we are talking this to benefit.
Yeah.
So let us balance. It is good to have education. It is good to have knowledge. At the end of all, itafika mahali, you never know. You need these papers.
True.
But at the end of all, pia, let us know how to handle
vitu kwa ground.
Kwa ground. Yeah? How you suffer, whatever you are passing through, let us learn how to accommodate issues, how to tolerate issues, and we'll be good to go. So let us balance.
Safi kabisa. Thank you very much. Mkubwa. Viji, what will be your last parting shot?
I'll back him up. I would say it's good to balance. And when it comes to education, I would say this clearly. I'm not any expert or anything, but I think the most reason why most people feel like education is not important is because I think sometimes we go to school without knowing why we are going to school. You get? If you choose you want to do a certain course or you want to follow a certain career path in terms of education, understand why you're doing it. Don't just go to school for the sake of going to school. Kama si kitu unataka kufanya, I think don't do it, but acquire the knowledge that you want to acquire as much as you can for what you want to do in life. Naget?
Sure.
Don't just go to university and do a course where personally you feel you do not want to do it. So I think the most frustration that comes with education is most people just go to school without knowing why they're going to school. So understand why you're doing that course. Understand why you're in that class. Understand why you're even doing it in the first place. Don't just usikae tu kwa class ya engineering na ujui kwa nini unafanya. Ujui unafanya nini kwa hiyo class. Unaget? Ujui hata ukimaliza hiyo class what next. Na hata ukimaliza hiyo class uko like, nimemaliza hii degree naweza patia wazazi. I don't need, let me acha nifanye usanii. Niliona chali fulani the other day and there's a guy called Daddy Mato, he's an actor. Alipost. Huyo chali alikuwa amefanya, he got an A. Akafanya a certain course, akapata first class, akapost social media, sasa nimemaliza, sasa naenda kuwa content creator, sijui nimenunua kamera, sijui I want to do this and that. And that guy posted na akamwambia, you're making this career ya kukuwa content creator ikaini kama ni bullshit. Ikaini kama sio career yenye mtu lazima asome. Pia hii career iko na challenges, you get? People think just because you've gone to school, nimefanya hii, nimeachana nayo, acha nifanye hii ingine, you get? Understand why. In the long run, mix all of them, but just understand why you're in school. Yeah.
Amazing. Before hata nataka tu tumalize tuseme hivi. Somebody alisema whether you want to be book smart or street smart. Kumbuka the reason as to why you learn or the reason as to why every day is a learning process.
Mm-hmm.
And every day as you learn information being the power, it only becomes power when you use the skills you have acquired from the information you have.
True.
It is not important when it's just information. The moment you actualize the information you have, then we can actually say you're going to be able to close it. But anyway, what I will say as my parting shot is whether you're book smart or street smart, always lead to success. The only thing I can tell you is this: find the right plan. What do I do next? If you can take the next step, if the next step is sharing if you're book smart, your idea with somebody else, share it. Let's see where it goes. That is how it does. If your next step, because you're still smart, is hustling or trying a basic idea at the ground, what is the next step you're taking? Because at the end of the day, it is the next possible step that makes you big, that makes you or brings you closer to the victory you want. My name is Emmanuel Smile. Na kama kawaida, find me on all social media platforms with the name Emmanuel Smile. Mkubwa, tukupate wapi?
I'm not a fan of natumia social media lakini
Watu wa street smart wamekwambia ukaangi social media.
Though I minister in church. Yeah. I'm a leader of worship team church. So I don't do
So if we need a special planner.
Okay. Miheso Kelvin Facebook. IG
Kelvin unajua ni wengi.
Miheso Kelvin.
Miheso.
Miheso Kelvin. Everything Miheso Kelvin.
Okay.
Afigy.
Yeah, you can find me on all social media platforms at Afigy. Afigy is AFIGY.
Kabisa. And this is Relate 360. You can find us anywhere, any place, anytime by the name Relate 360. Hapo ndo tuko. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm closing in at that point. Sijui umetaka nini au umpata nini, but remember, book smart, street smart. The only thing I'll tell you, take the next possible step you can. Bye.